time in the service where we get to work on our faith. It's Faith at Home Focus time. Oh yeah. I'm Laura. I'm the Sunday School coordinator. I'm glad to see you guys. I hesitate a little to say Happy New Year because, well, it's another year where things are looking a bit uncertain. But then I think, well, you know what? God is still in control. So it is indeed a Happy New Year. And here we are on January 9th with the Christmas tree still up, but why not, really? So anyway, like I said, Faith at Home Focus time. And as you know, we follow a predictable routine. So last week we started with our Bible memory verse. That's John chapter 1, verse 5. Still got to work on that myself. Then we go into prayer, which is this week. Next week, we'll be focusing on something to do with the Bible, so a Bible study. The fourth week, we go into an active service, and January is a 5-week month. So the fifth Sunday, we will be having a family focus. So I'm looking forward to that one for a change. Oh, hey, I was just praying there. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was totally just doing that for you guys. And here's the thing. This week, like I said, is a prayer focus. And when I started thinking about what activity we might do to build our prayer life, the terrible truth struck me, which is that I have not been doing a great job in my prayer life lately. So that's the bad news. The good news is it inspired me to think of something that we could all do that would help all of us to make our prayer life more robust and more full, and really, at the end of the day, that I would do a better job praying. So I hope you'll join with me and follow this idea I have for us this week. So our goal this week is going to be to make a prayer habit. So what's the deal with habits? We have good ones like brushing our teeth every day, and then we also have bad ones like eating too many candies. So how is it that you make a habit? So here's the thing. I looked on this article, Psychology Today, and it turns out there's no exact science about how to make habits. Some habits are really easy to make, like eating candy too much. But things like trying to make a prayer habit means that it's going to be a little bit of work for us. So we need to do what they call forced repetition. We need to repeat until it just becomes a habit. So stick with me. So like I was saying, we need to make a prayer habit. And the way you make habits is through repetition. So I want you to go about this a few ways. So first, I want you to figure out a time in the day where you can always pray. What's something you do every single day that you could work your prayer into? So for me, it's going to be when I'm drinking coffee, but that's not going to be for you. Maybe you actually want to do it when you are brushing your teeth, when you're doing one of those other good habits, because like we learned last year, there's no bad place or wrong place to pray. You can pray, when you're doing something, that's okay too. However, I do think it's important to be away from distractions, probably other people, and definitely screens, because man, screens are so attractive and distracting. So keep away from screens, and like I said, same time, and maybe somewhere quiet, like I said, where no one's around. But finally, what I'd like to suggest is that you record your work somewhere, because I think personally for me, I find that really motivating to see. So I've actually put on my fridge a calendar. Thank you, Doug Downey, for the calendar. I'm not endorsing his politics, but I'm thankful that he sent me this calendar. You might have a calendar that you got in the mail. And also, you could print one off the internet if you don't have one. But the red one here is today, which is Sunday, January 9th, and it's circled. And when you count forward, I think it's 34 days, we're actually going to get to next month's prayer, Faith at Home focus. So what I'm challenging you to do is to pray every day at the same time. If you miss it and you need to do it at a different time, of course, that's fine. But once you do it, mark it so that you can see how well you're doing. So I have this cool little P stamp. You don't have to have a P stamp. I realize that's going to make some people laugh, but that's okay. Anyway, you might have stickers. You could also just use a pencil. And what you're going to do is anytime you do your prayer, you are going to mark your calendar. So I'm just going to pretend I did it. I'm going to put it up here. And you're going to mark it like that. And then so you're going to be able to see how many days you repeated your prayer habit. Just a few thoughts before I go. The first one is maybe as we're cultivating our prayer habit, to help us out, let's have a plan. So I think in your prayer, it'd be good to thank God for something. So part of your prayer could be gratitude. And I think another part of your prayer would be great if you are also praying for someone. And you know what? I'm going to pray. I've decided every day this week, I'm going to pray for all of the students at Westminster. because you know what, it's many of you are doing online learning, some of you are continuing to do homeschool, but it's all in a different way than we're used to. So I'm just going to pray that you have successful weeks. And the other thing I want to say is just be easy on yourself. We're trying to cultivate a prayer habit, but if you miss a day or two, it's okay. Wake up fresh the next day and attempt to do it the next day, and see how many days that you can do it, and be excited for any day that it does happen. In the meantime, I'll see you next week for our Bible study focus, and I pray that God watches over you and keeps you safe. Take care. Bye.